In this video, we'll learn about PowerShell profiles. We'll talk about the different types of profiles, where they are located, and how to use them to customize the PowerShell environment. So, what is a PowerShell profile? A PowerShell profile is a script that runs automatically every time you start a PowerShell session. You can use it to import modules, set variables, create aliases, and customize the PowerShell prompt. The location of your profile is stored in the $profile variable. In my case, it is Microsoft.PowerShell_profile.ps1 located in my home directory. However, this is not the only profile file. There are other profiles that apply to different levels. To see all of them, you can pipe the profile variable to the select object command. The command displays a list of profile files and the levels at which they apply. For example, the first one, profile.ps1, is located in the installation directory and affects all users and all hosts. If you're not familiar with the term host, a host in PowerShell refers to any application that provides an interface to run PowerShell scripts and commands. For example, the PowerShell console I'm using right now is a host. Other examples include the PowerShell extension in Visual Studio Code and PowerShell ISE, which are commonly used to write and debug scripts. So, when it says all users and all hosts, it means this profile applies to all users on this computer and to all interfaces or hosts that use this version of PowerShell. And one more thing, different versions of PowerShell have different profiles. Right now, I'm using PowerShell 7, but if I open an older version and check the profile variable, you'll see that it has an entirely different set of profiles. Now let's see the PowerShell profile in action. The profile I'm going to use is Microsoft.PowerShell_profile.ps1 in my document folder. First, we want to make sure that the file and the path exists. The folder already exists, so we'll create the file, but we need to make sure it ends with the .ps1 extension. If I use File Explorer, it might end up with the .txt extension. So to avoid that, I'll use the Notepad command from the PowerShell console. Instead of manually typing the file name, I'm going to use the $profile variable, which contains the full path to the file. Now that the file is created, let's check if it works by printing a simple hello message. Let's save the file and restart the terminal to see what happens. Okay, we got an error because the execution policy on this computer is preventing the profile script from running. Right now it's set to restricted. To allow scripts to run, we'll change the execution policy to remote signed. Now let's restart the terminal again. This time the profile script will run and we'll see the hello world message. Okay, what else can we do? We can also use the profile script to set persistent variables and aliases. Let's do that. Here I'm going to create a variable called var1. And I'll also create an alias called ll and assign it to the getChildItem command, which is the command to list files and directories in PowerShell. And one more thing, instead of fully restarting the terminal, we can simply reload the profile by executing the profile file. We've reloaded the profile. Let's first check the var1 variable. Then, when we type ll, it should list the files and directories. That's it for this video. Now you know how to locate your PowerShell profile, create or edit it, and use it with practical examples. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more PowerShell tutorials.